book's main research question is, what progress has members of Park Heights seen in the community over their lifetime? And what we have noticed is that there is controversy over whether there is support in the Park Heights community. In doing so, it hasn't allowed them to prosper as much as they want to, and therefore there will always be a division between northern and southern Park Heights. So the question is, how long have you lived in Park Heights?
So I lived in Park Heights for the first 25 years of my life. For the last 5 years, I actually been outside of Park Heights, but this is the neighborhood that I grew up in. I spent most of my life in. I'm only 30, so spent most of my life in Park Heights.
Can you tell me the relationships between the youth and the old?
The youth and the old?
Yes.
It depends. There are some places and again, it's block by block, portion by portion. There are some portions of Park Heights where there are people that deal with people greatly, and there are some portions where the neighborhood when it's not so good. I know that growing up, I had both in Park Heights, right? And I lived at 2551 West Cold Spring, which is right up Cold Spring in Park Heights, basically. And we had even a pastor who did not want us to play football or basketball on the church lot. But in our minds, we're trying to stay out of trouble by doing that. But then we also, right around the corner, had a center that was very open and welcoming to youth. So I think it depends. I think that, of course, and I think this is across Baltimore.
To me, the most interesting part was figure out why the lower part of Park Heights is less progressive as the upper part, and I really understood when Councilman Brandon Scott explained that the lower part doesn't work as well together.
Speaking with the people from Northern Park Heights, this is some of the information that we found out. First person we interviewed was Miss Sarah Winston, which is a computer science teacher who runs the Hot Lunch program. And she was telling us about how she believes Park Heights is a close-knit community, and she talked about their curriculum, how they learn Hebrew in the morning and general studies in the afternoon. The next person was Miss Skernick, who is the school social worker, who meets with students one-on-one to help them with any challenges they may have. And in the Park Heights community, she has seen much poverty and how people don't get their basic needs met, which really hasn't changed over the years. But she does believe that the community does support the people because of the organizations that they have, and they have volunteers that are on duty 24/7. The last person was Rabbi Amster, who's in charge of fundraising for the school. And his concern in the community is that in the Jewish side, they are growing at a rapid pace in the Jewish community, and how the Jewish families are having many children, which causes them to need more space. And there isn't enough houses since they all have to live near each other to go to the synagogue. And that he believes that the community is strong, but not strong enough to sustain itself. My name is Safisha Muslim, and I will be interviewing. What's your name again?
Jimmy Mitchell.
So can you tell me about your history in Park Heights?
Well, off and on, I lived in Park Heights. I used to come up from South Carolina to visit in the summers when I was much younger. And when I later became an adult, I lived near Park Heights. I would shop in Park Heights. Then they had a bustling, this is in the early 80s, fairly decent sized shopping area, appliance stores, etc. Most of my life I've been exposed.
That's all they communicate about is ways to help build their community. You know, sure they might have conversations on the streets, but mostly it's made about how can we improve our future, how can we bring more people in, how can we get everything we need to get done to make sure we have a peaceful community. But as though being in the black community is more like how you doing, people you really know, not trying to meet and come together.